All right, every guitarist out there knows this story. You spend hours, maybe even days, dialing in that perfect tone. It's huge, it's bassy, it's powerful, it just shakes the whole room. But the second the band kicks in, poof, it's gone. Here's the secret. You don't need more volume, you need to cut. Today we're diving deep into the high-pass trick. Oh yeah, you know the feeling. When it's just you and your amp, that guitar is a monster. You've got the low end cranked, it feels super warm and full, it's got all this body. You hit a power chord and it just rumbles with this incredible authority. I mean, that's the dream tone we're all chasing when we're playing alone, right? And then, reality check. The bass player starts their line, the drummer lays down the groove, and suddenly your guitar giant just disappears. It gets totally lost, buried underneath everything else. So you try turning up, but that just makes the entire mix louder and, honestly, even muddier. So what on earth is going on here? Well, here's the thing. The problem isn't your volume, and it's definitely not your playing. The problem is space, or to be more specific, a total lack of it. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so think of it like this. Every single sound in your song, from the kick drum all the way up to the cymbals, lives in a specific frequency range. And just like lanes on a highway, when you get too many cars, or in our case, instruments, trying to cram into the same lane, you get a traffic jam, a big, ugly sonic traffic jam. This is what we engineers call a frequency collision. And it's not a battle of who's the loudest, it's a battle for sonic real estate. When sounds overlap too much, they start to mask each other. You lose all that beautiful clarity. You lose definition. And your mix just turns into that wall of mud we were talking about. Now, for us guitar players, the main front in this war is down in the low end. And our main competitor, the bass guitar. See, the bass absolutely needs that 90 to 200 hertz range to give the song its foundation and its warmth. The problem is, our guitars, especially with that thick bedroom tone, are pumping out a ton of energy in that exact same space. And look, you can see the problem right here. The bass and the guitar are literally fighting over the same slice of the pie. This overlap, this conflict zone, is the #1 source of all that mud. It's where clarity goes to die, and it's exactly where we need to step in and fix things. So how do we win this war without just, making the bass player sound thin and weak? We don't fight louder, we fight smarter. We use the secret weapon of pretty much every professional mix engineer on the planet. Let me introduce you to your new best friend, the high pass filter, or HPF. You might also hear it called a low-cut filter. Its job is super simple, but incredibly powerful. It just surgically removes all the frequencies below a certain point you choose, letting everything higher than that point pass through completely untouched. Now, I know what you're thinking. Whoa, I don't want to cut my low end. That's where all the power is. But here's the tough love, the hard truth for guitarists. In a full mix, that stuff below 100 hertz, it isn't power. It's just rumble, electrical noise, and mud that's getting in everyone's way. It's sonic junk. And look at the difference it makes. With one simple move, just slapping that high-pass filter on right around 100 hertz, we just carve out all that useless low-end rumble from the guitar. Instantly, we've cleaned up the signal, and here's the crucial part, we've made space for the bass guitar to finally do its job properly. So this is the key takeaway, and it's totally counterintuitive, I get it. Less is more. By getting rid of the frequencies your guitar doesn't need in a mix, you allow the frequencies it does need to shine through. You're not making the guitar sound smaller, you're making it more defined. And paradoxically, that makes it sound way bigger and punchier in the context of the whole band. Okay, so now that we've cleaned out the basement and made room for the bass, where does the guitar actually live? Well, it's time to find its kingdom. Welcome to the mid-range. This is everything. This frequency zone is where the actual soul of your guitar exists. It's not the boomy lows or the fizzy highs. It's the punch, the note definition, the clarity. It's the character that makes your guitar sound like your guitar. So where is this magic kingdom? For most electric guitars, the absolute sweet spot is right here, somewhere between 500 hertz and 2 kilohertz. This is the zone you need to own. It's where your guitar can just slice through the mix without fighting anybody else. By making even just a gentle boost in this range, you're essentially turning up the guitarness of your sound. You're creating this perfectly defined, protected little pocket in the mix where your guitar can be heard loud and clear. Now, it's not fighting the bass, it's not fighting the cymbals, it has its own home. And hey, once you've got that down, here's a next level tip for you. Sometimes the guitar can get a little harsh or fizzy way up high, around that 4 kilohertz range. By making a small surgical cut right there, you create what we call an air gap. This gives the lead vocal and the shimmer of the cymbals their own space to breathe, and it just makes the whole mix feel more open and professional. So, what's the end result of all this cutting and boosting? Well, we've gone from a muddy, confusing battleground to a clean, well-defined sonic landscape where every single instrument has its own space to shine. So here it is, the whole workflow in 5 easy steps. First, slap on that high-pass filter around 100 Hz. Second, listen carefully and sweep that filter up until the mud is gone, but the guitar still feels solid. Third, find that character in the mid-range and give it a little nudge. Fourth, if you need to, carve out that little air gap for the vocals. And finally, and this is the absolute golden rule, always make these EQ moves while you're listening to the entire mix, not with the guitar soloed. What sounds thin by itself often sounds perfect with the band. And that's really the whole takeaway here. Stop thinking about volume and start thinking about frequency. A great, powerful guitar tone isn't the one that's the loudest. It's the one that smartly and efficiently owns its own sonic space, letting it cut through clearly without stepping on anyone else's toes. So I'll leave you with this question, and be honest with yourself. That thick, bass-heavy tone that you love so much when you're playing by yourself, is it actually helping the song? Or is it maybe time to grab that high-pass filter and start carving out a space for your guitar to truly be heard? Let's talk about it in the comments.